Yeah, I mean, look, I'm pretty sure I'm frozen in time here.
Is it working?
No, it's not working. Why would it work? Why would my camera work? It's amazing.
Every fucking show we have 10 minutes of technical
Everyone,
difficulties.
every
This is
single
on me.
one.
I was in late.
You got me now? I mean, it's, yeah.
I mean, I got you the whole time. I don't know if anybody else has us, but
Well, I mean, I'm here. So let's start. I love, we were ready and my headset is like starting
I
to
think we're
go.
good.
My headset is starting to go. It's older. It's an older headset, which is fine. It just means I need to invest in some new headphones. I have some Bluetooth headphones too that I can absolutely use, but I just choose not to. Why? Great question. Great question. But here we are. Welcome back. Welcome. I think people can hear us. I'm not sure. To be honest with you,
I
no
have the
idea.
YouTube stream up. I can hear both of us, and we're both moving on camera. We both look good
I mean, that
as
we'll
far as
take it.
quality goes. Yeah, I think we're chilling.
I'm gonna mute the extra mic just in case, and hope
Until
to.
that, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I muted the extra mic. Can you
Your
hear me
mic
now?
cut, and now you're gone. I think.
Am I gone? Gone?
Oh boy.
Am I actually gone?
See what we got. Well, it doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Am
during
I
the
better now?
Olympics. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, well then the USB mic isn't working correctly then.
I got you. If anybody else does or doesn't, let me know. We'll figure it out. But
What about now?
I got you the whole time. I
I
hear
know,
you.
but I'm trying to get that. Like, look here. Can you hear me now?
I don't know what that was.
See, amazing. This,
Yeah, whatever that you just did is fucked.
yeah.
It's fucking fuming. Uh, oh boy. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Welch, congratulations. I'm not in denial. I've gone through 5 stages of grief 3 times over in the last few days. I'm good. AC texted me about content stuff on Monday morning, and I was like, I understand this is how you're coping with things, but I need some time. And then I messaged him. I messaged you this morning, and I was like, all right, I'm back to reality. What are we up to? What we got going? I needed a couple days, and now we're good. Yeah, I had a rough time Sunday night. We looked like shit. Um, all around did not play good. So, I mean, the defense was solid. They held up for as long as you can expect them to. When you're on the field as much as they were, fatigue is obviously going to set in and be a factor, and that's what you saw in the second half. Seahawks started hitting on plays that they weren't in the first half. Um, just as a whole, nobody really expected us to be here. I mean, it's the same for oh, looks like we might have sound issues for you, AC. I'll keep going with what I'm talking about. Um, I got 2 from the chat said you do, but we might be ahead or behind. Who knows? Let me know if you guys can hear. I'm sure. I'm gonna keep going. Nobody really expected the Pats to be here. Like I said, same thing for the Seahawks. But they turned themselves into a juggernaut throughout the season and really left no room for question marks. Whereas the Patriots' schedule and some certain performances, and obviously the postseason conversation, there's a lot of conversations about us going into the Super Bowl.
Huge amount.
Um, Tons. But the problem for me and what was hard for me to stomach through the game is that I know we can play better than that, regardless of the opponent. We just looked like shit from the get-go. And all credit to Seattle. They're a completely well-rounded team and absolutely deserved the Super Bowl this year. Um, but the fact that we came out and did that and put on that performance and just proved every single one of the critics right that like I just know we could have been better than that and we weren't, and it sucks. And
It was not.
people are going to talk about it because it's on the biggest stage, and this is going to stick with all these players going forward. But I mean, they play better with a chip on their shoulder all season long, so maybe it'll be fuel. But it just
It
hurts
was
because I know
not.
they can be better than they were.
It was not their best foot forward, right? Like
It's the
that's
worst foot forward.
it was. It was. It wasn't even like half of a foot forward. And like I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give you things that I think that Seattle deserved every bit of credit for that victory. And like I'm not.
100%.
I'm not
I
gonna
sang
take
their praises all year long. I didn't want to see them in
100%.
that game. I would have rather play the Rams. I much rather would have played Chicago or San Francisco or the Eagles.
I
I did not
agree
want to see
completely.
Seattle.
No, Seattle is. I think the NFC runs through Seattle until proven otherwise. That defense is unbelievable, and
And they
they
beat
don't
you
need.
without Darnold, pretty much.
Oh, that's
Their
what I was about to
defense
say.
beat you.
They don't need anything. AJ Barner got the one touchdown. It's on the way, Welch. It's on the way. Don't you worry. Lannister pays his debts. I always pay my shit. I think Will Campbell probably wasn't the same after the injury as he was before. I think he needs to work on some technique stuff, and I think
I
you
also
need to
don't
give him.
understand why people think the injury stuff is new. Where they're like,
It's
oh,
not.
well, it's not. He's been hurt since, what was it, the game against the Bills? The game
Yes.
before the Bills? Whatever it was. It's been a while. He's been hurt.
Yeah. I
But we
think
never
that.
really got the full extent of what the injury was. So I'm not shocked if he had torn shit and they rushed him back
But
early
even.
so that they could get him in.
I mean, I think
Get
that
his legs under him.
he still needs to work on the technique stuff. The technique is the
100%.
problem. I was listening to a lot of tackle and guard talk going on. A lot of like move
Yeah.
him inside and get it. Like I
On
think
my
if
list here of what to talk about, do you think we
and,
should be
and
moving him?
no, no, I don't. I think you need to find out for real, if he's a left tackle.
Yeah.
And I think the
He
only way
played
you do
well in
that,
stretches of the season. He
well,
really only
that's the
started
problem.
playing shitty until he wasn't playing shitty until the injury, really.
So like I think you give him the start of the year at left tackle and you see what happens. But like that whole left side need, they're rookies, they're young. I mean, it's a young team, and like we're seeing like a lot of like. I'm not gonna say that that's an excuse. Seattle mollywopped them. They were power to speed, and they're just like the best at this in the league. So like
I was
it
watching
it
some
was going to be a
people,
challenge no matter what, right? Like it was going to be a challenge
100%.
healthy or not.
100%. I was watching with some people that aren't huge football fans, and anytime Kenneth Walker touched the ball, they're like, who is that guy? Like, that's the fucking best running back in Seattle, is who that is.
He's great, and I hope we see more of him.
He's an animal. Offensively, he solo won that Super Bowl.
Can I
Like,
be honest
nobody
with
else
you?
did anything. Even JSN, despite the injury, wasn't
Well,
doing shit. Everyone told me he was going to torch us, and I'm the biggest JSN merchant there's been.
yeah, Kenny Walker won the game.
100%. He's the only one that could move the ball.
I was rooting pretty hard for your kicker MVP.
Ah,
I was
then
pulling
we
for
were
it.
for like 60% of the game, we were on course, and then Kenneth Walker started just slowly
Gash.
gash us. Yep. And then that first big run he had, I was like, it's gone, it's dead.
Yeah,
But it was alive for far longer than it should have been.
100%. Couple of things on the Seahawks side before we talk Patriots off season, and I want to give a little bit of flowers to Gonzo because best player on the field
We're
for the
about to give him a
Patriots.
whole lot of green flowers.
Yeah. Seattle was built to win, and people are going to talk a lot of like, heap a lot of praise on Sam Darnold. I need to remind everyone that Sam Darnold is still the Sam Darnold that will throw interceptions. He's still the Sam Darnold that once saw a ghost,
He
and
almost
he
gave
is
us
now.
3 on the first drive.
And now he is Sam Darnold's Super Bowl champion, and nobody can take that away from him. And like it is
hmm
an incredible redemption story. I love that you and I beat the drum all last year about Minnesota not giving up on this guy, and then he goes out and wins a championship. Good for him. Good for him. Shows that you have to leave the Jets to win, but good for him.
Got to feel some side eyes on you if you're Mr. Nueve.
Absolutely, absolutely. Second thing is, I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if it's a McDaniels thing. I heard someone say that Drake's shoulder probably wasn't 100%, just like everybody wasn't 100%. I mean, it's the last game
I
of the
won't
year.
hear any Any injury shit, I'm not going to hear. And
but
both sides had injuries. Everybody's banged up. It's the final game of the year. That shouldn't matter.
But what I want to say is Drake is 23 years old. This is his first full year in the NFL. It's not like he's got like 100 years of playing experience. He's quite young. And he did what he could. He probably did too much. He threw a really bad pick.
I think
He
what
also threw
happened
a
with him,
dot.
he had a couple dots and he had a couple really bad throws. He missed some open guys. There was one pressure on third down, and I think it was the second quarter. We had Diggs completely wide open on a crosser, and he just didn't see it. I think what happened is he started getting hit early, and the game plan that they had established was not working. And being a young quarterback, he just started
Clock speeds
almost
up.
panicking. Yeah, everything's running too fast for you, and I think that was happening in his head, but his body wasn't catching up. Because if that's the case, you need to take off and use your legs. There was way too much of him just standing and waiting to get hit when it's like that was almost the thing that fucked him up from the get-go, was the fear of the blind side collapsing on him, which it did every play.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just sort of a snowball effect. And I wish, obviously it's the fourth quarter, the Seahawks are basically just playing prevent at that point.
Yeah.
But where he was pulling the trigger on 50-50 balls. I wish we just started doing that earlier, because he was being overly cautious with shit, where he was like, I don't want to fumble, I don't want to get hit, I don't want to make a bad throw. That's how I felt the whole game with him, was that he was just being too overly cautious.
Patriots game plan all regular season was aggressive. You go aggressive on defense, aggressive on offense, and you play to win the game. And in the Super Bowl, all playoffs, frankly, it was very like don't lose the game, and it cost them the game. I will say that Sam Darnold's escapability was on full display. How many times were
For sure
Patriot defenders in the backfield? And I don't know if it changes the outcome, but how different does the game look?
I was screaming horrible things for most of the night about how we weren't tackling Sam Darnold.
Does that look like I think the outcome stays the same, but I think that it feels a lot closer if they get to him a couple of times. You know what I mean? Like, you get him down a few extra times there. It just feels different.
It didn't matter what the defense did. The offense was completely inept. They couldn't move the ball.
It would have mattered if they had
first
gotten
down.
2 of those pick stubs.
For sure. I mean, I don't know if it would have.
No, I think it would've.
The one in the first drive was not even in enemy territory. Like that, we couldn't move the ball. I think the defense did absolutely everything they could, and they faded towards the end. The only reason this wasn't a complete blowout, obviously the defense as a whole, but Christian Gonzalez, and that's we can usher this into our offseason talk. What kind of contract is that guy looking at? Because
the biggest one.
The biggest one. He's going to be the highest paid corner for sure. Sauce Gardner just got it and did absolutely nothing afterwards. This guy saved you 21 points in the Super Bowl by himself.
Yeah. I think you have to...
The only catch I saw him give up was to Kupp on like an out route on third down, and it was because he wasn't sure. There was like a miscommunication on who was covering who. And he was still only a step behind. The recovery speed on that first deep ball, it looked like he was jogging the whole time, and then all of a sudden he just went into fucking overdrive, much like the speed skater today for the Olympics.
He crushed.
Jordan, whatever the fuck his name is. I wish I fucking had it.
He crushed. He crushed all game long.
He was fantastic, and he's going to get a bag. If you look at top cornerback contracts in the league, like I said, Sauce Gardner is number 1. Derek Stingley 2, J.C. Horn 3, Ramsey, Surtain. All of those guys are making between $30 and $24 million a year. Gardner is the most at 30.1. I expect Gonzalez to sign something higher than that.
35.
I guess is... Yeah, something like that. 32 to 35.
I heard someone say 40, and I think that's a little...
I think that's egregious. I think it's just such a big step up from the next one. It just doesn't make sense financially, regardless of how good he is. The Patriots just aren't going to... That's a negotiating tool. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, definitely 40 for sure. That's what we're going to do. I think the total value will for sure be over $100 million, whether it's 4 years or 5 years. And it's probably going to be somewhere between 32 and 35 a year, and I think he deserves all of it. Also, the fact that he's as young as he is, he's still only 24 years old. He's probably going to get a chance at 2 of these contracts, which most corners do not get the chance to do.
I would give him 4 at 35.
I wouldn't think twice about that. I'd be like, yep, sounds good.
And I would give him, I'd give him 5, but I would want more.
I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Patriots secondary, and that's the unit you should just bring them back straight how they were.
100%.
Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, you just re-signed Marcus Jones in the regular season.
Yep.
Woodson was a hit in the draft as a 4th-round
He's
pick
great.
at Cal. He's been fantastic. He was the other one in that game that, like, early on, you're like, well, fucking Woodson came to play at least.
Yeah.
He was making tackles in the backfield. He was all over the place. Kid was playing fantastic. And then his safety partner, who shares an alma mater as well, Jalen Hawkins from Cal, he was also fantastic this season. And I think that you should just bring that back, let them gel, do what they're doing. There's no reason to change any of that. I think you definitely have to look into the Max Crosby stuff, especially with the Rossini reports that he wants to play for Vrabel and that he's done in Vegas and the injury shit rubbed in the wrong way. You have to call. And if it's a doable trade, you make it, because edge rusher became
that's a problem.
We're getting players overperforming at that position for the first half of the year. With Chase on, Landry had a really good start, and then he was never the same after the injury. I think if you re-sign Chase on, re-sign Hawkins, inquire about Crosby, I think that's a good start for the defense, because we've sung the praise of the 2 middle guys, Barmore and Williams, all season long. If you just get another edge rusher there, your D-line is like top tier.
If you sign Crosby, if you somehow get a swing a trade for Crosby, and you put Chase on the other side, he's open. Chase will get home.
100%.
He's good enough to get home.
They also played together in Vegas too.
Yeah, he's good enough to get home on his own, and I think that he deserves a shot. And he's a bona fide stud, Max Crosby. So like, if you have,
and what's the price really gonna be?
I don't know. If he's really disgruntled,
first and a second.
If he's really disgruntled, it's not going to be much.
No, and if he's forcing his way out, it's just going to drop by the day.
Yeah. So I think you do need to do that. Pass rush is one of the things. I'm still curious about what the offensive line could be.
100%. That's where I'm going next. With the offensive side of the ball, I think obviously the target position is O-line. What you're looking for, I think, is still up to, the eye of the beholder. We don't know what Will Campbell's going to be. Like, you and I both think he can still be a left tackle, but I'm not going to fault anybody for being like, nope, move him into guard and go get a left tackle. Like, I'll live with that. But I think everyone is shifting in wouldn't be a terrible thing. You move Wilson to his natural position at center, despite Bradbury having a really solid season. The right side of the line, I'm not worried about. Moses was good this year on when he was a beast. I have no issues over there. I think you need some depth on the interior. You have to acquire a tackle in some sort. Both of your backup tackles are free agents, and with the Campbell question mark, you're going to have to bring in a tackle. And then I think you look with either your first or second pick, if you still have it with a Crosby trade, whatever the case may be, you have to be looking at receiver.
Receiver is a problem.
I like the room we have, but you don't have a game breaker. Diggs had a 1,000-yard season, but he's not that guy anymore. Solid piece. He'd be a fantastic 2. And we have a bunch of guys that are middling and fill roles. Booty's a deep threat for us. Pop Douglas is an extra guy out of the slot that you can run gadget stuff with. Right? Exactly. But he's not going to be one of your top receivers, but he has a role on the team. And then Matt Collins is a fantastic run blocker, locker room guy, has had some big catches for this team, including the touchdown in the Super Bowl. So
Matt Collins has oddly enough been the most consistent receiver that they've
100%
had in the last.
You just don't have the
weeks.
Game breaker that these top teams have.
Yeah.
And when every other team, going back to all the Belichick years, every team just picks wide receivers from the bunch, and they're always studs. We just whiff and whiff and whiff. You need to hit on one of these.
Just one. You don't need everyone. You just need a guy.
Pick one high and just get a guy.
Get the guy. Get the best wide receiver available.
But I think
do you go wide receiver first, or do you go offensive line first?
Line receiver, I don't care which way, but they should be 1 and 2. And then obviously whatever you need to do trade wise, you might not have a first round pick, second round pick, whatever the circumstances. But as it stands now, don't care which one goes first, but those need to be your first 2 picks. I think linebacker depth is also an issue.
Yeah.
When Spillane went down, it was very evident. Gibbons is solid for the role that he was required to do, but he's not a game breaker by any means.
He's not an
but
everyday guy.
No, that's where I'd start.
I don't disagree.
You give Gonzo a blank check, basically.
I am. God, what day am I leaving? I'm like a couple of weeks away. It's a couple of weeks away from the combine.
Hell yeah.
Where I will be
Draftness.
live. I will be live at the combine, doing combine things, and we'll be giving you some fantasy updates. But I'll also be talking about, where do the Patriots
Well,
go?
should
How
you
do
hit
we
the
do this?
parade? I assume you did, but
I hope he did.
I was curious. I saw posts about it today. I couldn't bear to look at them, but I was like, I hope Welch won.
I also hope he went. I need I need the mullet man because I gotta get my I gotta enter some passport details in my flight. I leave. Document.
International issues.
Always.
Ooh, bad, strong band name.
It's a great band name.
Strong band name.
That's a great band name. I leave the 23rd at 6 a.m. So it's nice and early. 23rd is the first day of the combine. It's like media credential day. Get your and they have like a evening like cocktail hour bullshit thing that we won't go to, but
Cocktail hour.
Yeah, they'll have like a whole bunch of people hanging out and having some drinks. See if I can get in with Vrabel, who dapped up everyone as they left, by the way.
Always. That's the thing. Like, we're
good coach.
Last summary for the Pats here, and we'll move on to other shit 'cause I'm sure people don't want to hear it anymore. We're in good hands. We're ahead of schedule. I'm not worried in the slightest. It would have just been absolutely incredible to steal a Super Bowl.
Well, that's what it was. It would have been thievery,
100%.
right?
It would have been a straight heist.
Yeah. Would have been the Boston Art Gallery thievery. That's
Elizabeth Gardner?
Yeah. Congratulations, Seattle. You've earned it, man. You guys earned it. And I'm happy for my Seahawk homies. You guys are the real ones.
One.
Also, I got to point out as we move away from this, don't listen to the fans that are talking shit and pretending to be Patriot fans. There are so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty Patriots fans out there.
But there's also a lot of shitty poverty franchise fans who are shit talking the Patriots and
100%.
and Mac Hollins and Drake May and Stephon Diggs and his baby mama drum. Like, grow up. Were you at the Super Bowl? I only remember the two teams that played. Unless your name's Bad Bunny and you were there, you don't get to talk.
I barely remember that. I abused my body. Once that interception happened, I was like, yeah, this is donezo, and I just started. Whiskey got strong, tempers got short.
I love it. Happy draft miss, happy off season, everyone. We'll be checking in with more of it. It's we're beyond it now. We're out 2026, 2025, 2026 is done. On to 2026, 2027.
I hate that. It's like a season you get to in your franchise in Madden, and you're like, wow, I've been playing this too long. That's where we are.
Yeah, that's where we are. The Olympics are happening. You want to talk Olympics?
Big fan of the Olympics right now. I'm delving back into curling once every 4 years. Every year I say it, where I'm like, I would love to follow curling closer because it is really entertaining to watch. I don't know what exactly it is about it, but every time it's on in the Olympics, I can't get my eyes off of it.
So, we have major curling events in Canada all season long. Like that's a normal thing.
There's only a couple places here that do it.
Yeah, there's like it's
the same with a lot of the winter events, but
it's a massive thing in Canada. Like I don't mean like it's like there's like they have skins games like in golf.
Yeah.
And they have like the regular season kind of deal where they have like the teams competing, like the provincial teams compete all the time, and then there's like different players, and it's a little intense. We had the Canadian curling trials in Halifax this last spring, I guess, which was a good time. I got to get my mom like tickets to that, which is pretty cool. Got to send her. She's a huge curling fan. I love curling. I don't love that Canada did not do well at curling, but the American mixed doubles team is Like genuinely two of the like
The
best
Coreys?
athletes ever. Yeah. Yeah,
The
they're so
Coreys,
They're
they
so
were
good.
electric, dude.
They're
Every
always
time Corey TC, the female, she would just electric, just shot after shot after shot, and then the other dude just brought the energy. She hits a good shot, he's fucking celebrating. He's in people's faces. I loved it. It's a shame they didn't win the gold. They beat that team earlier in the week. The Swedish team too, like one of the biggest up and down roller coaster Olympics that you could have ever imagined. They had a win where they set the record for most points in an Olympic match, and
Yeah.
then they were also the first team to get shut out in an Olympic match. How do you get shut out in curling?
It's tough.
9-0. Like,
That's real
it's
tough.
designed for you to trade points
It-
every
It
single end.
literally is designed for you to.
That means they stole every single time that
Yeah.
Sweden had hammer. Is correct. I think it was. I think it was
That's 7
Switzerland?
ends of like
Norway.
stealing.
I think it was Norway they played that they ended up getting blanked by. But I shout out to them. Fantastic match. I'm a big fan of curling every couple years.
We still have more curling
Need
to
to follow
come.
it more.
U.S. women's hockey team, huge win over Canada.
Oh, they've been electric.
They've been
They
good
look
for-
untouchable.
They really do. So I think I mentioned this last night. I got a little roasted by Mrs. Armchair because she thought I was being unkind to the Canadian ladies. It's a youth movement for the United States right now.
Did you
all
see
of-
the age difference of the teams?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the average age is like 3 years.
6.
Is it
29
6?
and a half for Canada, 23 and a half for the
I
U.S.
thought it was
U.S. has
26.
7
Yeah.
players on the team still in college.
Yeah, so like it's a significant. They looked like they had legs. Like they
Yep.
looked like they were. The other thing I noticed, Canada played their first game, so their first game got postponed.
They're also without their captain. Like, for
First
the
game
US
got postponed because of norovirus, and then they played the next game, and all I could see was like it didn't feel like they were connected. Like it didn't feel like they were a unit.
Was that the Switzerland game?
Yeah, they should have been like way better. I mean, they won the game pretty easily, but like it felt like they were not playing as a unit. And
First
then-
period, nothing happened.
And then you look at the American team, and it's just like everybody's connecting. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Power play is on point.
They're
PK's
hitting
on
no-look
point.
passes. Everybody looks like they're shot out of a cannon. They're physical. They're beating people into the corners.
and, they look
And it's just like the
untouchable right now.
unrelenting offense. Like every game, the shot differential has been like 20 goals.
Hey, just
Or
play
20
Freebird.
shots, excuse
Just
me.
turn on Freebird.
Dude,
Let's go.
The Canadian team's got to be waking up in a cold sweat just hearing Freebird in their nightmares.
It was not their best effort, and again, like you said, no Mary Philippe Poulin, who's I think in her 4th or 5th Olympics, which is wild. This is what I mean. Like there are a lot of veteran players on that Canadian team. And
The
they're
fucking
not-
the skier for Norway just got a 7th gold medal. It's just like Jesus
wild.
Christ, man. Yeah. But yeah, the women's team looks fantastic. Everyone's been putting in work. Caroline Harvey looks like Cale Makar out there, just both ends,
Hillary
dominant. Hillary Knight is closing in on a bunch of different records. Abby Murphy, super physical, great vision. She had 2 assists against Canada. Hannah Bilka had 2 goals against Canada. Layla Edwards was like, "Oh yeah, I know I'm one of the top forwards in college hockey, but I can play defense too for the national team," and she just can.
She just does. She just happens.
And then
to
she
do
got
it.
a breakaway against Canada and just fucking sniped. Like, I don't know, the team looks
Tough cheddar.
untouchable right
Yeah,
now.
team looks
I
great.
was listening to the game against Switzerland for the U.S. and they're like, well, we'll see what they look like against a team like Canada, and then went out and dogged Canada too. And you're like, okay, well, gold medal incoming.
It looks pretty unstoppable. I don't think we're gonna have the same. So the men don't play each other, if I read the schedule correctly,
They don't in the prelims.
which is a little crazy. But I
Yeah,
guess
you
I'm
think they'd
fine
see
with
each
that.
other once.
No,
I'm fine. They're saving it because if you don't see each other until the gold medal game, oh baby,
it's gonna be spicy. It's not gonna
I
be the
can't
same,
wait.
but it's not.
I
gonna
think
be
the
same
whole
as Four
tournament's going to
Nations.
be fantastic because a lot of these teams didn't get invited to Four Nations. I think those games are going to be spicy too. I think this whole tournament is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. Best
There's
on best.
There's gonna be.
I just
some,
wish it wasn't at fucking 9 a.m.
Well, that's the problem with games in Europe is everything's
know.
in the morning. How am I supposed
Try
to?
to sneak it at work.
Are we supposed to take a little nip and have a brewski watching the hockey game at
Right.
8 o'clock in the morning? It's ridiculous. It looks.
Sorry, I gotta leave work early at 2 p.m. U.S. is playing Canada and Italy right now.
It looks like it's going to be a good tournament. We got a little bit of a taste today. Men's tournament finally opened.
Yep.
Shout out Italy. That goalie dummied them.
Do you have medal predictions?
Canada USA is going to be 1-2. I don't know in what order.
Yeah.
I would lean Canada, but not by much. I like
I'm the same way U.S. wise.
I think I like the power play and the PK better for Canada. Goaltending is obviously on the American side. But like we also have McKinnon, Crosby, Connor McDavid. Like the top
in probably Crosby's last Olympics too.
Yeah, the top heavy talent is there, so like that's the only reason I'd lean that way. The third is tough. My initial thought was Finland because they've been spicy.
I have the Czechs over Sweden.
I like Sweden a
bronze
lot,
medal game.
And the Czechs have been insane. But like
gold for the U.S., bronze for Pasta.
Yeah. I like. Slavkovsky played pretty damn good today.
Oh yeah,
2 goals for him.
Your boy
playing good. 4-1 over Finland. Finland might be done. Never mind. They might be cooked.
A lot of these winter sports too. I'm just like, where do people go to do this? Like luge, right? There can only be so many luge tracks. In the
one
US.
of them's in Calgary, and I'm not even joking. Go to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and there's a couple of luge tracks and bobsled tracks, and that's where people practice.
It's wild to me. Like you probably know every single person that partakes in the sport because there's only so many places for people to do it at.
How do you feel about speed skating? Because the Dutch are
the Dutch are electric at it,
otherworldly at it, and I just
Dutch
don't understand.
Speed skating had my attention for other reasons.
So they showed up.
She was also electric.
They show up and they're just like, we're gonna win, and we're like,
that's how the Germans were for luge. Like
yes.
every of all the qualifying runs, it was 1, 2, 3, all Germans. But Jesus Christ!
But what do they do? They're just like, we do one winter sport.
Yeah, that's just. I guess it's just super popular in different places, and then here it's just
I wonder why.
I don't know a single person
popular
has ever done luge or bobsled. I'm from a place where it's fucking cold and snowy.
I wonder why all the guys are running to do speed skating in the Netherlands.
Speed skating looks like they're going just at a regular pace, and you're like, no, that guy's touching 40 miles an hour.
And then they put you on ice level, and you're watching the ice go, and you go, oh, no, it's a lot faster.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
It's way faster than I thought.
That kid for the U.S. was down a half a second going into the last turn, and then beat the dude by a half a second. He put on a full second in the last corner today for gold.
Long track is fine.
I gotta make sure I get his fucking name.
The long track speed skating is tough because they that's like an endurance.
Jordan
race.
Stolz.
That's like endurance. Short track is chaos. It's chaos, man. They're 4 people, and you're all racing on an outdoor.
Those are starting tomorrow or the next day, I think. The shorter.
We had short track mixed. Today.
Yeah, they had the mixed one. Yeah. I think the solos are starting tomorrow
or something. Yeah, the solos are crazy. But
did you also see the double luge guys?
Yes.
What are we doing here? I saw somebody posted on Twitter, and they're like, "How do you figure out you're good at this?" It's literally just spooning on a sled.
I think it involves a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, I don't know.
Olympics are
hey,
big fan.
Nice to meet you, Dubs. I'm your partner. I'm
gonna be your top.
I'm gonna be laying on top of you for the next week and a half. Wild.
It's a good time. Same thing with ski jumping. I just don't understand how you get into
ski
it.
Jumping's wild too. Every time I look, I was watching that on one of the mornings this weekend. I think it was Super Bowl before we did our show. But anyway, watching those dudes jump in the air the way they do, they all have the exact same form. The second they go to touch the ground, I'm like, oh my God, knees. That's your ACL, LCL, PCL, everything that Sean Livingston tore. I just expect to be gone the second those guys touch the snow.
Lindsey Vonns are gone. They're all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. I like that she was also like, my injury had nothing to do with my torn ACL. It sounded like Trump talking.
Just in full denial. Like full denial.
No, that had nothing to do with that.
It's a different ACL. My ACL is the greatest
news.
ACL. This is the best ACL on planet Earth.
The best ACL you'll ever see.
I love the Winter Olympics. I see our vote. I put it to the poll in chat. Which Olympics is better, summer or winter? I'm a winter guy. I like the winter better. I like the moguls. I like the
also
snowboarding.
Obviously I learn more too. Like, I don't know all these sports. Watching fucking an hour and a half of luge the other morning, I learned so much. Which brings me to this too. Commentating during the Olympics is fucking A1 peak. Like, they bring in the right people for, like, they have the gold zone with Scott Hansen.
Yeah.
They're like, they bring in all of these people that have actually competed in the Olympics, know what the fuck they're talking about, and they give like actual analysis. They teach the sport to people. Like, not anything I didn't know what was going on, I'd be like, why is that? Then the commentator is literally answering my question like they heard me. Fantastic A1. I understand that there's not as much like teaching going on in like the core four sports when it comes to commentary, but like hearing these people talk about something that they're just completely masters in, it dwarfs listening to Chris Collinsworth talking about Patrick Mahomes for an hour and a half every single Sunday night.
I'm watching the ski big air, and on the Canadian broadcast they have like two Olympic medalists, and they're like, oh, he put some butter on the nose, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds electric.
Right.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That, like those sports too that I have no fucking idea how they're scoring and shit, and they're like, oh, right there, like, you're gonna lose points for that.
Yeah,
like figure skating and the big air and shit like that, ski jumping. Like, I have no idea what to be looking for, but they do a really good job of commentating to an audience that they know doesn't know shit.
I think the difference for me is in the summer, the like running races, the shorter running races are great. But like, it's real short. Like, it's like 1 day of events or 1 day of quali and then 1 day of events. In the Winter Olympics, it's like, all right, so today we got 4 different kinds of short track speed skating. All different lengths, all different things happening. Sometimes it's men and women, sometimes it's just men, sometimes it's just women. And then they're like, sometimes it's 2 people, sometimes it's 4. One time it's
sometimes
just one
mixed
guy.
doubles.
And they're like, I don't know what's happening. And the whole thing, they're like, they really try to get the most out of it. And then they're like, and after this, we're going to bring you to the half pipe and watch some snowboarders get some. And you're like, oh, I remember this on SS Tricky. Like, I'm gonna play a little SS Tricky. Like, let's go.
Love that.
And they I just feel like there's more sports in the Winter Olympics that get viewership that they otherwise would never get viewership.
Watching women's big air snowboarding had me more entertained than any NBA game has this year, and I sat 100%. Fucking courtside at one like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, unbelievable. You want to get into some baseball here?
Yeah, we can talk a little baseball. I feel like we got through all the things I wanted to talk about Olympics wise.
Yeah.
So baseball, Red Sox made a trade. I feel like we do this every time we have a show. We make a trade, then I'm like, eh. Last week we signed Kiner Falefa for more money than I told you I'd be happy about.
Yeah, I like the guy.
Found that out after the show.
I told you I like the guy, but I wouldn't give that much.
It's fine. It's fine. The fact that we signed Falefa and then traded for another infielder, I'm like, how many do we need? But whatever. Red Sox traded the last bit of the Rafael Devers package. Kyle Harrison was the headline in the trade. They sent him to Milwaukee for Caleb Durbin. They also gave up Shane Drohan, who's been a bit of a promising pitcher in the system. I don't know what exactly his prospect rank is, but he's a guy that I've been hearing about potentially making a move to the bullpen or being a spot starter somewhere late this season. I like Durbin. Little guy, 5'7", like $180 is what he's listed at, which means he's like 5'6", 160, because that's how sports height and weight works. It just sucks. And it drives home the fact that everyone that has been talking about it, the Rafael Devers trade was bullshit. It was a
was a bad
salary
trade.
dump, and you can't position it to me as any other way. And you're like, oh, we're going to repurpose the money. Okay, even taking that into consideration, that means that your repurposing of money was Ranger Suarez, 155 million to him. I like him. I think he's going to be solid. He's the reason the Patriots, the Red Sox rotation is ranked as highly as it is preseason so far.
Hmm.
But the fact that all of the prospects you got turned into nothing. Jordan Hicks gone, had to eat salary to get him out of here. Kyle Harrison now gone in a trade for a third baseman who is a quarter of the player Rafi Devers is, and Tibbs turned into what 6 awful Dustin May starts.
Yeah.
It I don't blame anybody for having a bad taste in their mouth after that is the package for Rafi. And then people position it as, oh, well, he's disgruntled. He's only going to be DH moving forward. You know, the Red Sox needed a week ago, middle of the order power bat who plays third base. Can you name a better one than Rafi Devers?
I still don't understand the trade. It felt like a dump, and it felt really poorly timed. Because like a few
I'm sick
weeks
of the people
earlier,
that get mad that you bring it up. They're like, no, you can't talk about Rafi. And it's like, what? How can I not? Everything comes back to that.
there was a few weeks before the Rafi trade where they were talking about how he's the face of the franchise. Do you remember that?
10 years, 300 million.
Like, no,
Of course
this
I
guy's
do.
going to be here for a long time, and we're going to figure it out. Then
I
they're
know
like,
you're sad that
nope.
we let Mookie walk and Xander walk, and don't worry, we've got Rafi for 10 years. Oh, sorry, he's gone, middle of the day. He
Did I
just
say
hit a
Rafi?
walk-off against the Yankees. Now he's got to go.
Didn't mean Rafi. Meant
But it's
someone else.
okay.
Sorry.
We've got Alex. Oh no, he went to the Cubs after you fucked around with his agent.
I'm pumped. I'm getting pumped. Pitchers and catchers reported. Blue Jays pitchers and catchers reported.
Back
Got
to
to see.
Durbin for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do think that I'll get my bitching out of the way early. I do think it's a good trade. I think he's going to be a solid player for this team, whether he's at third or second. I've heard they want Meyer at third base long term, so I assume he's going to be moving to second, where he played a lot of last year for Milwaukee. Fits the mold of the guys that the Sox front office is under Breslow has shown a liking to. He's got really good patience at the plate, good with his bat, able to make a lot of contact, not a lot of whiff. The issue is that he doesn't have a lot of bat speed, not a lot of power. But he was a 2 WAR player last year as a rookie. That's a guy that had played good defense, had good base running, and was making contact. Red Sox have a tendency to get guys' bat speeds up. It's something they look for in players to buy on the for
Yeah.
pennies on the dollar, which they like to do. They could turn Durbin from an 11, 12 home run guy to like 18, 20 with the bat speed program they have just off of projections. And if that's the case with the tools he already has, he could be a 3.5, 4 WAR player. And then that's somebody that you're like, okay, that's a piece I can use moving forward. Also plays well to left field, a lot of deep balls to left field that would hit off the monster in Fenway and aren't going to do the same things in normal baseball parks. So I think it's a good candidate for a guy who could break out with us, but it's a bad taste in my mouth going back to the Rocky stuff.
Red Sox have they're going to need big performances from their young core, like huge performances from the.
You're
young core.
asking Roman Anthony to be an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah,
is
and
what you're doing.
That seems wild to me. It just seems wild to me. And I'm not saying he can't do it. That's not the case.
The
I think it's
loading
wild.
up of pitching that they did. Like, you obviously have one of the better staffs in the league. I still think the bullpen has a lot of question marks, but with
agree.
Chapman and Whitlock at the back of it, that eases a lot of the stuff going forward. But I just think that you have a ready championship made rotation, and the lineup has just so many question marks. And you're banking big time on Trevor Story being healthy again.
Yeah. Toronto has their own issue with injury. Anthony Santander still hurt again, which is kind of hilarious because this is year 2 of 2. And it's like, well, are we going to see any of it? Is there going to be any Tony Taters? Or are they just going to move off them? They may just completely jettison him if the other guys step back up. I mean, I'm pissed about the Bo Bichette thing still, because that felt like a move that could have been made, but I think the Bo wanted to leave. But you have to look back and say, well, I mean, they did get Dylan Cease. It's not like they got nothing. They have a pretty outstanding rotation. It's pretty hard to argue with the rotation. And yeah, I'm excited. I have hope for a little bit, just for a little bit. We'll probably do some win predictions maybe next week. Want to do AL
Yeah,
East
we
win
can get
predictions?
something like that. I'm excited for a lot of. I was thinking maybe ranking because we talked about it a little bit pre-show. Think about maybe ranking rotations.
We can do that.
Maybe doing an AL rotation ranking because the Tigers just got a lot better. They added Verlander back, which it doesn't look like a crazy move on the surface, but he was actually really good down the stretch of the year. It's like a 2-something ERA the last few starts he had. Uh, being back in home territory, they also signed big money to Framber Valdez.
Yeah.
So I think there could be some topics there, but pitchers and catchers reported. Super excited. Some big time injuries popping up right now. Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor, and Jackson Holliday all in jeopardy to miss opening day. Definitely missing the World Baseball Classic, which is another part of that big time sporting cycle coming up.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of shit coming up, dude. It's a good first 6 months of the year. Shane Bieber for your Blue Jays having an elbow flare up after Tommy John a couple years ago. Not great to hear, but
He'll be fine.
I believe Phillies told Nick Castellanos to not report to spring training. I don't know who the fuck I'm going to bet on when there's a tragedy now, but we'll see.
Unbelievable.
Go
It's
ahead, sorry.
there's a lot of guys that are just like, it's real early to be this hurt.
Yep.
So I'm a little
Also,
curious about it.
Lindor, Holiday, and Corbin Carroll all have the same injury.
Yeah.
It's a hamate bone fracture.
Yep.
Small hook-shaped bone in the palm just underneath the pinky, particularly susceptible to breaking. Recovery is typically 4 to 6 weeks. However, hitters who undergo surgery to fix it often talk about how their power takes months to return.
Yeah. I think guys that get hit in the on their swinging hand, on their like anchor hand, that's usually where it gets crushed. So, oh boy. I mean, I'm not going to throw at anything yet. I'm
Too early.
I'm cautiously optimistic that the season's going to be fine. 2 guys hurt on my squad, still fine.
That'll be fine.
It'll all be fine. Verlander, back with the Tigers.
Love it.
It kind of feels like a
He's
nice
just going to
story,
pitch
right?
till he's like 48.
It just feels kind of nice.
He's going to have a Chris Sale type resurgence. He'd be a Cy Young candidate, and he's just going to stick around for another half decade.
What happens if they win with
The
Scooble?
Tigers?
Yeah.
I think they need to stop taking him around and just give him a contract. I'd be so furious getting taken to arbitration the way that they did with him, and then you go and sign Framber Valdez, who's like has known issues as like a locker room guy and whatnot.
I don't love
I'd
it.
be pissed. I'd be not happy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, maybe you trade me before opening day. How about that? But Tariq Scooble's probably got more patience than I do.
I mean, he's got a lot of reason to be patient. Big fat.
I'd be
check.
leaving arbitration and be like, I'll sign. You're moving me before we have to have this conversation again.
We had Chris Bassett has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Orioles. 1 year, $18.5 million.
Don't care. They just need innings.
Hound dog. I love Bassett, but there's no room on the rotation for a 37.
He'll eat innings for them, which is what they need.
As a 37-year-old pitcher, he's getting a $3 million signing bonus and $500,000 worth of incentives if he makes at least 27 starts. I mean, he pitched well for the Blue Jays, but he also had his issues. So good for the old hound dog. That's all I got.
I had hockey power rankings, but we're running short on time. I don't know if you want me to zoom through them or what.
No, let's go to Stone Stories and get out of here. It's a emotionally draining episode with our Super Bowl.
We
recap.
could also, we're on a break from hockey, so I could just do them next week. They're not going to change.
They're not going to change. End of February, hockey comes back, or start of March, whatever it is.
Right. I'm thinking next week we do ranking for head coaches. where we rank them as far as hiring goes for NFL.
Yep.
We'll do hockey power rankings.
Yep.
Probably talk more Olympics, and then I think we do a rotation ranking for baseball.
It's a rankings. It's a rankings kind of month.
Big time rankings.
We love ranking months.
Find some other stuff to do too. Gotta find my article here. All right, Stone Stories. We are heading to Britain today. Ian Claughton had a Home Alone type setup in his house. Around 100 homes in Grimthorpe, a former pit village in South Yorkshire, had to be evacuated in May 2024 as police searched 3 neighboring houses connected to Claughton and his ex-wife. They found a series of traps, as well as a homemade flamethrower, large quantities of cannabis, amphetamines, and cash. Mr. Claughton was jailed for 7 years at Sheffield Crown Court on Tuesday by Judge Graham Reeds. All of these are such British names.
They are very British names.
He said he was a drug dealer who used these weapons to protect his cannabis growing operation. I can't blame the guy. His ex-wife, Leslie Claughton, was sentenced to 21 months in prison, which was suspended for 2 years prior to her serving. Opening the trial to jurors last October, prosecutor Helen Chapman said, if you're sitting here thinking that this sounds a little like the film Home Alone, then you would be correct. In fact, that is precisely what Mr. Claughton said he was aiming for when he told the police about these devices. I have 2 handwritten notes here that I'm going to read. I can also take a picture of them and send them to Armchair and post them somewhere. Maybe I'll just put them on my Twitter.
Yep.
First note says, warning, he's got TNT drawn on either corner of the note. Do not enter these premises unless invited to do so. The premises and its surrounding buildings and yard are booby-trapped. You've been warned. Blank no longer lives here or works here. It's no joke. Everything here is booby-trapped. I like the postscript. Like, this wasn't the first time he had to write the note. Like, somebody who had nothing to do with it ended up getting severely injured. He had to dump them in a river somewhere. A note seen further inside the property. Congratulations. Well done for getting this far. He's writing this like he's the Riddler. Now would be a good time to get measured up for your coffin and say goodbye to your loved ones. This gate is electrified in excess of 50,000 volts. Enter at your own risk and be warned. It sounds like that should be followed up by Batman.
Yeah, it really does.
It's a villain writing it. Police found a fishing wire running across the length of one of the rooms at knee height, attached to an electrical connector and a battery pack. Creative. Ian Claughton told police the explosives were crow scarers, which I know I've read a lot of British names. That's got to be the most British part of the story, right?
The crow scares.
It's a fucking scarecrow, pal. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Crow scarers is instantly less scary. I don't think it would scare any bird. These are used by farmers, obviously, which he had inserted into plastic piping and in one instance into a bag of paint. So he just had explosive scarecrows. Shit jammed in with explosives just attached to shit in the apartment. A stun gun was found behind a fridge freezer. A homemade flamethrower discovered in a workshop. Other weapons found at the properties included 2 high-powered air guns and a crossbow. He's a man of 1,000 weapons.
He just has all the weapons.
He's got everything under the sun. The guy that we had a couple weeks ago that was doing, like, he was stopping people from squatting. He was like, yeah, I go in with fucking ARs and grenades. Like that. This is an armory that he would wish for. This is a wet dream for that guy.
That guy read this story and went, hell yeah.
I got to step my game up.
he said, hell yeah to this. 100%. Wild. London's wild. Britain in general.
Somebody's missing out on an opportunity to make an edit with like this story with the news clippings clipped into like Yu-Gi-Oh clips. It's like, you summoned my trap card. Stun gun behind the fridge.
Stun gun behind the fridge. I just want to know how long it would take. Like, how unwell do you have to be to think this is the play?
The paranoia of this man. Also, as a guy who, gets fucked up and paranoid on a semi-regularly basis.
Yeah.
I would fucking murder myself with one of these for sure. When there's this many and they're this like intricate just around your apartment, I'm absolutely forgetting and fucking blowing my head off with a crossbow I didn't know was there.
Yeah, you're gonna step on something and be like,
100%, dude. I drop something off my desk and step on it, and it basically takes me out for a day.
I forget I put something somewhere. Like I've tripped over my own boots in the entryway.
100%,
I forgot to put them
dude.
away. What are we talking about?
I got crossbows. I got fucking. He's got so much shit.
He's just loaded up.
The notes kill me.
The
But
notes are
congratulations, Batman. You've made it past the first layer.
That's tell me that's
Too
not
bad
a guy.
there's no escape.
Tell me that's not a guy who like wrote this as a manifesto. He's like
100%.
manifesto man. He's got this
Also,
ready to roll.
his wife only getting 2 years for living in a building with all this shit is fucking crazy.
She survived it. She survived
I
2
guess,
years.
yeah. You knock some you knock some time off of her sentence because you're like, I can't believe you guys got through all this.
You made it.
How are you
alive.
living with this man?
That's it for us. We're gonna be getting out here. We'll see you Wednesday this week or next
Sleeping
week.
2 nights, 2 hours a night, just making fucking traps.
Making traps, writing notes. 18 hours spent on the note.
Honey, what are you doing? Working on my manifesto. Get the fuck back upstairs.
I'm drawing dynamite. Takes hours. We'll be back Wednesday. No Sunday show this week because there's nothing going on for Sunday. So back Wednesday. Talk F1 liveries maybe. Definitely ranking everything. We're getting almost back to racing season. It's almost back to racing season.
43 days till opening day.
Baseball's coming back. We got
Red
World
Sox
Baseball
can rip
Classic.
the heart out of my chest 3 times a week.
Can't wait for it. Appreciate everybody hanging out today.